Imagine waking up tomorrow, and almost every country on Earth has disappeared. Only 10 countries remain. Not destroyed, not conquered, their borders simply vanish. So what happens next? For this thought experiment, let's say the 10 survivors are the United States, China, India, Brazil, Russia, Canada, Australia, Japan, Germany, and Mexico. First, something important. The people don't disappear. Hundreds of millions of people would still be there, even though their countries are gone. But almost immediately, something huge breaks: international trade. Factories would lose suppliers, hospitals could lose medicine routes, and companies would suddenly need completely new supply chains. Energy and natural resources would become another massive problem because they're not evenly distributed around the planet. And the population map would look completely different because the 10 surviving countries contain a huge share of humanity. But then comes an even stranger question. Where would the borders actually be? Who would be a citizen? Which currency would they use? And which government would provide services? The 10 remaining countries would suddenly become the most important players on Earth. They wouldn't just gain power, they would also inherit enormous responsibility. And millions of people could start moving toward places with functioning governments, jobs, food, housing, and safety. On day one, it would be chaos. After months, new systems would start forming. And after years, the map could look completely different. The biggest transformation wouldn't just be political. Trade, migration, transportation, and everyday life would all change. A world with hundreds of countries is complicated, but a world with only 10 wouldn't automatically be simpler. In fact, those 10 countries could become more dependent on one another than ever. Because no country has everything. One might have energy, another technology, another food, another resources, and another a huge workforce. So the world wouldn't simply become 10 countries. It would become an entirely new global system. Because countries are more than lines on a map. They organize people, resources, trade, and power. Change the borders, and you could change the entire world. What happens next? And change the borders to create stronger retention.